You know what? I heard a little birdie chirping the other day, and I heard that the OG song mode is coming back. I'm not too sure yet, but I think it's coming back. And I'm going to tell you guys why we need it for now. Bolo! Before we get started, if you guys need any equipment for your studio, make sure you guys go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that requires no credit or background check, meaning all you have to do is order it, they'll ship it to you, and you can make monthly payments. All you have to do is add a credit or debit card up to the account, and you can go ahead and get your stuff just like that. So if you guys need some equipment, make sure you guys go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com and get you some equipment today. Also, you guys know I rock with analog cases because they make the best cases to protect your gear, and they make the most professional stands to protect your gear as well. And they just released a new travel backpack called the Track Pack. The Track Pack Travel Backpack. Wonder if you can say that 3 times in a row. But this is the ultimate musician's backpack to travel with. This is a professional musician's backpack. You can put your MPC Live 2 in there. You can put your Machine Plus, your Roland SP404. You can add in your MIDI controllers as well, and you even have a compartment to add your laptop in there too. And everything stays protected because this bag is heavily insulated with nothing but protection. And to make things even better, they have a whole bunch of compartments where you can put your cords, your keys, your cell phones, hell, the kitchen sink if you want to put that in there too. So if you're a professional musician that is on the go, make sure you guys go ahead and check out this Track Pack Traveler's Backpack. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Go ahead and click my link in the description to Analog Cases and save 10% today. All right, so there's been whispers that the OG song mode is coming back to the new 3.0 platform, and I am very excited. Now, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, oh man, y'all always tripping about this and we don't need the OG song mode because we have the arranger now and we have all this new stuff and we don't need it. But then on the flip side, you got some of the OG producers that are saying, yes, we do need that OG song mode because of one thing. Well, for me, it's like a couple things. I love the new arranger. Everything is dope about it. It's pretty fast. You know, you can kind of get through it pretty fast. I actually did it on live. It didn't take that long to really get stuff done. But inside the arranger view, you do not have note cutoffs. And I'm going to explain this to you a little bit further. And there is some ways that we can do this in the arranger view, but it takes a serious amount of time. Or if they implement some new tools inside the new MPC 3.0, like a global mute group or a forced legato, we can do that inside the arranger view. But we don't have that right now. Now, the first situation is I have 2 basses. I have a 808 bass and I have a synth bass that is a plugin. And you know, now in modern production, a lot of times we will use these 2 basses depending on the sections of our song. Now, let's just say, for instance, we have a transitional point in our song to where we have the sampled 808 bass transitioning into the plugin of the sub bass. Now, the problem with the arranger view is when we try to transition that 808 into the sub bass, the tail of that 808 will cross over into the beginning of the sub bass, which gives you this rumbling, and it's this really bad sound because it does not cut off the end of the 808. And we don't want that. Now, this can be fixed if we had a forced legato, where basically it will take our 808 notes and then it will force it to the end of each note, and then it will cut off that last 808. Or we can have a global mute group, meaning no matter if you're on a sample or if you are on a VST instrument, you can set that global mute group to a certain value, and if those values are the same on the sample and on the actual plugin, it will automatically cut off the sound before the new sound starts. So basically, the old sound will end when the new sound starts. That way you don't have any type of bleed-ins with other sounds and stuff like that. Similar to how they do it in the Fruit program. Now, it is achievable if you are using everything in the same program. Now, if you have like a drum program or you have a program with sounds and then you put on the mute group, then it will work like that in that program. But if you are using a program or like a sample and you're trying to use that with a VST instrument and you try to set that to the same mute group, it doesn't work. However, in the OG song mode, when you make a sequence with the sample bass in one sequence going, and then you might have the other bass muted, and then you make another sequence with the sample bass muted, and then you have the plug-in bass unmuted, when that sequence switches to the next sequence, whatever bass is muted will be automatically cut off. That tail end will automatically be cut off, and the next bass will play through. This is very important for people who do samples, because a lot of times when we do samples, we want to make sure that that sample cuts off before we go into the next sequence. That way we won't have any tail ends of the samples bleeding into anything else. That's why a lot of us who have been using the MPCs for so long like the OG way of doing the track mutes in song mode, simply because of that. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the arranger view or nothing like that. It is great. It is awesome. I use it a lot, but in that certain situation, I would have to actually go in and say, if I'm using two different basses, I literally cannot use a one-shot bass. I would have to go in, take it off of one shot, and then go through every single note and stretch each note to where it connects to the next note, and that way it'll be able to cut off. And I don't want to do that all the time. You know, it would be better if we had a forced legato and I don't have to do all that, but you know, it is what it is. But I have heard that they are bringing back the OG song mode. So I don't know, could come out in the next update, might not, but we will see if that actually happens. So yeah, if we can get that OG song mode, it would be great because of that. If not, then we're going to need some other tools to where we can figure this out, to where we can be able to have note cutoffs when we are playing other sounds, so that sounds won't be rumbling and jumbling into each other. I was always saying, give us the arranger view and keep the original song mode, just so that we can decide on what we want. I don't think we should get one thing and then take away something else. I think we should have an option to be able to use one or use the other. I hope they bring back the OG song mode just for, you know, people like me and for people who like to, you know, do certain things with their basses so that stuff can cut off, or just dealing with samples so we can have sample cutoffs when the next sequence starts. And I hope that they really bring it back. I think it'll be dope for right now until they find another solution. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.